Hi, I'm Seb. After spending 7 years in Australia, building a life from scratch, I got deported. This isn't just a story about how things ended, it's about everything that happens before. From arriving as a student with broken English to finding work, building friendships, and going through all the ups and downs that comes with living abroad. This is the rise and fall of my Australian life. Let's start at the beginning. March 13 of 2017, the day I landed in Melbourne with no idea what was coming. Hey everyone, I decided to start a new series of videos where I share my personal journey and experiences living in Australia. As a Chilean citizen, I made a life-changing decision to leave everything behind and completely transform my lifestyle in order to travel, explore and immerse myself into a completely different culture. Initially my goal was simple: study a new language and experience what life was in another country. I found myself falling in love with the place, the people and the way of life here. Eventually I made a decision to stay longer than I ever imagined. My story started on the 13th of March of 2017. That's the day I landed in Australia, full of emotions, uncertainty and excitement for what was coming next. Back in Chile, my family was in a financially stable place and my dad offered me the opportunity to travel. His only condition was simple: don't fail any subjects. The plan was just to study English, that's it. Deep down I was a bit overwhelmed with so many feelings, motivation, gratitude. I didn't know anything about Australia. I just knew I wanted something different, a change. Luckily I had someone I knew, a connection through my dad, who helped me organize everything through an education travel service. They were incredibly supportive in those early days, and honestly they continued to help me throughout the years that followed. They arranged for me to study English at a college in Melbourne called Impact College. That place quickly became a huge part of my story. I met incredible people, classmates, teachers, friends who helped me shape my experience in ways I didn't expect. When I first arrived in Melbourne, that same contact helped me find a place to live. I ended up in a shared apartment, I stayed in a single room. My flatmate was a local tradie, a plumber, hey yeah mate. This guy had no interest in slowing down his speech or trying to understand me, my broken English at the time. At first it was tough, really tough. That turned out to be the best thing that could ever happen to me. Instead of making it easier, he challenged me without even knowing it. He just spoke normally, slang, fast, direct, and I had to just keep up. Some people might say that it's not helpful, but for me, it was just exactly what I needed. It forced me to improve really quickly. We actually ended up becoming really close friends. One hobby in common: smoking weed after work or study. Now, I'm not really promoting that, but I'm just saying those chill sessions became one of my best classrooms in Australia. For 1 to 2 hours a day, no grammar books, no pressure, just raw, casual, real English. And that kind of interaction, it's something that no language course can offer. In just 3 months, my English improved dramatically. I went from not being able to form basic sentences to being able to order coffee, ask questions in shops, fill out simple document, even study on my own without constantly translating everything into Spanish. It wasn't perfect, but it was real progress. It gave me confidence, a lot of confidence. Those early months taught me more than just language. They taught me how to adapt, how to be independent, and how to push through uncomfortable situations. And honestly, they laid the foundation for everything that came after. Brandon used to call me Mad Dog. Why? Well, because like many other people learning English, one of the first things I picked up was to swear. And man, I used to swear a lot. Like fucking a lot. Like a lot. Every second sentence I probably had a fucking in somewhere. I didn't even realize how often I was saying it until it just became part of my everyday English. Brandon found it hilarious, and one day he just started calling me Mad Dog. That nickname was inspired by a classic Aussie viral video. If you've seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If not, I'll leave the link below. It's a piece of Aussie internet culture, but the nickname stuck, and weirdly, it meant a lot to me. It gave me a sense of belonging, of being accepted, like I was finally part of something. It felt like the beginning of a new chapter in my Australian life, where I wasn't just a foreigner trying to keep up, I was just actually living in it. Now let me tell you a little secret. During my first year in Australia, I had no idea how to cook. Not even a simple egg, like not a simple fucking egg. There were many nights where I would just sit there thinking, maybe I should have asked my mom to teach me how to cook before I even left to Australia. Or even I should have asked my dad how to shave properly. Like I'm winging the adult thing and it's just chaos. Like I didn't know shit. So my diet was honestly tragic. Canned food, instant noodles, PB and jam sandwiches, take away junk food. That was my main survival plan in the beginning. And I'll be honest, it wasn't sustainable. At one point, I looked at myself and I thought, mate, you're going to fucking fall apart if you keep eating like this. But here's the thing, calling back home for help wasn't really easy. Chile is 14 hours behind, so every time I was free, my family was asleep. By the time they woke up, I was already in bed or in class. So I had to figure out things on my own. I started watching YouTube cooking videos, sometimes pausing the video every 10 seconds just to understand what the fuck they're saying. And like cooking slang, I have no idea. And slowly it just started to make sense. I learned the basics, you know, carbs, potatoes, pasta, rice, protein, eggs, chicken, canned tuna, fats, just kind of spreads and butter. It wasn't MasterChef shit, but they were mine. They taste alright. I could eat them, so it was really good. I was fine. I started to feed myself like an adult, and it felt just like fucking progress. Another thing that helped me grow a lot, during those early years was being surrounded by international students. Studying English in a proper school like Impact. I met people from all over the world: Brazil, Japan, Thailand, Colombia, Turkey, Korea, you name it. And when you're all trying to learn the same thing, you naturally support each other and, you know, learn. We'll go on little adventures around Melbourne, helping each other with homework and just hanging out, you know, having a beer or something. For the first time in my life, I had complete freedom. Like, freedom. No one telling me when to come home, nobody asked me where I was going or what I was doing. I could do whatever I wanted, whenever I fucking wanted. Really good. But, you know, in Spider-Man, like Uncle Ben said, with great power comes great responsibility. And I had no responsibilities, so I had to figure it out. I was in charge of everything: my meals, my finances, my schedule, my choices. It was exciting, but also overwhelming. There were moments I felt lost, moments I felt like giving up, but I kept reminding myself, this is what you came here for: to grow, to become your own person, to write my own story. Australia is one of the most multicultural countries in the world. It has one of the highest immigration rates globally, all speaking different languages and coming from different traditions and backgrounds. And because of that, I realized something very early on. If I want to succeed here, if I want to truly integrate to the culture, I couldn't just come in and expect everything to adjust around me. I had to learn how to adapt. I couldn't just hold onto my own culture and expect others to understand or accommodate it all the time. I had to meet the culture halfway, or pretty much all the way. One of the best pieces of advice I ever received, and something now I tell every newcomer: don't spend all your time hanging out with your own people from your own country or same language. This is a fucking trap. Don't do it. It might feel safe, familiar, and easy at first, but it seriously slows down your growth, especially your language skills and cultural awareness. If you speak Spanish, that's great, but don't surround yourself with only Spanish, because step out of your comfort zone, very important. Talk to others, struggle through conversations. That's how you learn. Make people understand you. It gave me even more motivation to prove myself, to learn, to improve, to communicate and fit in without relying on familiar faces or languages. Those 6 months in that English school were intense. I moved quickly through the levels, top of my class. I had to. And big part of that was because I was constantly practicing Australian English at home. I was listening, mimicking, absorbing not just the words, but the slang, the rhythm, the attitude. People say that accents are beautiful, and yes, they can be beautiful, but if your goal is to truly integrate, to connect deeply with people, with locals, to get jobs, to build relationships, to grow, then you need to work on more than just your grammar. You need to work on sounding natural. Don't aim to sound like a textbook. Don't sound like a robotic Latino, or at least like a stiff Japanese speaker reading from a book, or an angry sounding Korean speaker pushing out sharp phrases. Learn how to flow. Learn how to blend in. I'm not saying lose who you are. Absolutely not. But learning to fit in isn't about pretending. It's about adapting, respecting the culture you're in, while growing into a version of yourself that can thrive into that environment. And that mindset changed everything for me.